check this out. So we don't often get good snow in the UK, but this is pretty decent snow. It is, yeah, it's snowing good. Anyway, to the video. How you doing? It's Luke from lukecurtis.co.uk. Welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time you're stopping by, thank you ever so much for taking the time and checking out some of my videos. Hopefully you enjoy them. If you do enjoy them, please hit the subscribe, hit the like button and give it a share if there's anybody else out there you think will benefit from some of the stuff that I generally waffle about. If you're already subscribing, thank you ever so much for making me a part of your subscription, and hopefully the videos that I produce are useful to you guys. And as I always say, as long as there's an audience there and people are listening, I'll keep on producing videos, which is cool. So this video today is really about being massively excited, and the reason I'm massively excited is because it is now official. I will be talking at the photography show 2018. To say that out loud is beyond me. Let me tell you a little story. So back in 2017, I was working for Bowens at the time, and Bowens are a manufacturer of flash heads, over 100 years of experience, and real top-end studio photography kit. And I was working for them, and we had a stand at the photography show, and we also gave some of our products to some of the leading photographers that were talking at the show. So a photographer called Andrew Appleton, who also has Appleton Training, which is basically providing training for photographers, and he produces some phenomenal work, mainly dancers, so ballerinas, using flash photography to freeze them in crystal clear clarity in some of the most amazing positions possible, just really showing sort of the beauty of the body, and technically unbelievable. So I had the privilege of helping him set up his kit, and not that he needed help set up his kit, but basically because it was brand new Bowens equipment and he hadn't used them before, I was the technical hand, so I came and helped him get set up. And I stood behind stage and I looked across at the audience from behind this little curtain, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like I would love to be on this stage and do what Andrew's doing, like taking the opportunity to inspire other people with your genre of photography. And I've always been about that, and the reason I've always been about it is because, and I'd say this time and time again, photography gives me so much and it makes me so happy, and if I could pass that on to somebody else, like that makes me feel so happy. And the opportunity to do that comes when you stand in front of an audience and you tell them your story and you show them what you do as a photographer, and hopefully that will inspire others. So anyway, I was looking out and just in admiration of Andrew, and was like, I'm going to do this. And I made it part of my 5-year plan. I said to myself, in 5 years time, or within 5 years time, I'm going to be up on that stage and I'm going to be talking about, my style of photography and hopefully inspiring others. And in less than a year, and this isn't, I think it's a combination of timing and networking and a few things, like, a year later, I'm now going to have the privilege to go on stage and talk about my style of photography. And the reason that's possible is because of Simon at Photobite. And Simon, I would say, is an absolute pioneer in the sense that a lot of people in the photographic industry are still talking about the day of film, it will never be the same, and film was this and film was that. And Simon is really about where photography is going as opposed to where it's been, and he fully embraces mobile photography and really at the cutting edge, and the youth, the new stuff that's coming through as opposed to the classical old stuff. So Simon has absolutely paved the way in terms of getting me the opportunity to stand on stage and talk about my genre of photography. And the great thing is, I'm not going, when I went to SWPP and spoke there, I spoke about portraiture because, SWPP is the Society of Wedding and Portrait Photographers, so it was fitting there. But I'm talking at the photography show about my clubland stuff, about festivals, raves and dance music, and taking pictures in what I genuinely believe is one of the hardest environments to shoot in. It's pitch black, your subject's always moving, you never get an opportunity to shoot it again if you miss the moment. And you really have to know your gear to be able to change the settings within that environment to get the best results. And it doesn't come easy. My hat goes off to the photographers around me that I'm connected to, photographers like Ryan Dingham, Mark Digrot, Gavin Mills, Mike Portlock. Some of these photographers, I have around me and I'm connected with them from a friend basis, and also from a fan basis. Like, I know how hard it is to do. So when you see the work that they're producing, it's phenomenal, and you've got to take your hat off to them. Elliot Young is another one who I'm a huge fan of, and there's so many more. If I haven't mentioned your name, don't be offended. You know I love your work, and I tell people regularly, if I'm a fan, I'll regularly just slide into someone's DMs and say, hey, you know what, I'm a fan, keep doing what you're doing. And standing up on stage is not about me. It really isn't. It's about us photographers as a collective, because normally event photography is seen as like an entry point to becoming a professional, or the lowest denominator, and it's frowned upon, you know, by the other fields of photography. And I genuinely think it's such a starting point for some of the greatest photographers that are out there. Tom Barnes is a great example, who's now a Pro Photo ambassador, and we'll be talking on the live stage, you know, just blows my mind. So Tom Barnes is a great example, and he, you know, started off in the music industry and has now developed, and he shoots some phenomenal stuff. Like, he's worked with Sam Smith and Anthony Joshua, and the list of people that he's worked with is huge. And his entry point was music, and for a lot of us that is our entry point, and it's very accessible for a lot of photographers, and it shouldn't be looked upon. So I'm going to take the opportunity when I'm on stage to make it really clear that, you know, this type of photography isn't easy, and it takes a real master of their gear and their surroundings to be able to produce the best work. So the photographers that are around me that produce this work, look, I regularly sort of send a clap their way. You know who you are, keep doing what you're doing. This is not just about me, this is for all of us, and it's an amazing opportunity to hopefully put a marker in the sand to be like, oh, what we do should be respected. So I'm going to be talking on the Sunday, so I'm going to be on the stage 12 to half 12, so it's only a half an hour slot, and you know, half an hour slot on the biggest platform in the UK to talk about photography. This is the biggest event there is. There isn't anything bigger. Beyond this is Photokina. You know, this is huge. So really privileged to be able to be on stage and talking about something that I'm really passionate about. Huge thank you to Simon. If you're going to be at the photography show, please come along and support me. I know a few people have already said that they're going to be there and they're going to support me, so I'm massively grateful that you're going to be there and backing me, and it will help settle the nerves. And yeah, please sort of show support wherever you can. And I wouldn't have been able to get to this point if it wouldn't have been from sort of the positive energy that people have put my way. So that is Sunday the 18th of March, 12 till half 12, on the live stage at the Photography Show 2018. I will be talking about my work in Clubland photography, sponsored by Photobite. So hopefully I'll see you there. If not, stay true to my channel. Thank you very much for coming back, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Take care.